This is Karen.
Welcome everybody, I am Shane.
Today we're looking at part 2 of Island Adventures in Vanuatu. And the vocabulary words are contrast.
Contrast.
There is a sharp contrast between the director's early movies and his more recent work.
True. Pottery.
Pottery.
The miners uncovered pottery that dates back 2,000 years.
Grave.
Grave.
Paul laid flowers on his sister's grave.
Tribal.
Tribal.
The tribal customs of the native people gradually faded away as time went on.
Inspiration.
Inspiration.
Malcolm took inspiration from his family life in his latest novel. So we're talking about Island Adventures in Vanuatu. Because last time we mentioned how beautiful it is. We mentioned the beautiful blue holes that we can visit. But today we're going to mention something else.
Yeah, those are kind of like outdoor activities, swimming. Sounds like a lot of swimming, right?
That's right. That's
so
right.
if you want to stay on land, you can go to Mama's Market.
Mama's Market!
Mama's Market! That's where
So only mamas are selling things.
I guess so. I think I read that it's just women, right?
Yeah.
Who are selling fruits
And vegetables.
vegetables and stuff like that. You can go to a museum.
That's right. Yeah. And also there are some waterfront restaurants too to enjoy the beautiful scenery while you eat.
Oh, there's also a really cool tourist attraction. It's like an archaeological treasure.
Cool.
It's like a famous chief from the 17th century, and I guess he's very important to Vanuatu's culture.
Okay.
So that's a cool place to go visit too.
So there's a whole bunch of things that we can do in Vanuatu. Some outdoors, and then if you like museum, you can also enjoy something indoor as well.
I think you need to plan enough time, right?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like there's 82 islands, right?
Ooh.
So if you want to go and see a lot, then you're going to really need to have enough
Do
time.
some island hopping.
Yeah. Okay, we'll meet you there in Vanuatu.
Right. Enjoy.
Enjoy.
Island Adventures in Vanuatu.
Having explored Vanuatu's wild side, you can now spend some time in the country's busy little capital, Port Vila, on the island of Efate for an interesting contrast. Here you'll find lively waterfront restaurants, the colorful Mama's Market, where women from around the country come to sell fruit and vegetables, and the fascinating National Museum. Housed in a traditional building, the museum has a large collection of cultural objects on display, including musical instruments, canoes, masks, clothing, and pottery. After spending some time here, you'll be sure to leave with a good knowledge of Vanuatu's rich and ancient history.
Today's lesson is called Island Adventures in Vanuatu. Part 2. Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike. Yes, we are visiting the South Pacific island country of Vanuatu. Actually, it's more of an islands country.
What, 80?
82 islands make up the country of Vanuatu. You can find it basically north of Australia. So find the big landmass of Australia. Look north in the Pacific Ocean and you'll find Vanuatu. And it pretty much lives up to everything you would expect to find on a South Pacific island.
Yeah, but you know what?
What's that? Too much
holes,
nature?
Blue holes.
Yeah.
Saw the blue cave.
Yeah.
Saw the volcano.
It's all a little National Geographic, right?
I think I've had enough of the so-called wild side of Vanuatu. Let's get out of the countryside. No more nature.
Okay.
So yeah, having explored Vanuatu's wild side, what can we do? Well, having explored Vanuatu's wild side, after having gone to the blue holes and the blue cave, after seeing the volcano there, you can do something else. You can now spend some time in the country's busy little capital. So we're moving from the wild side, the countryside there, the rural areas, maybe to the city areas, the country's busy little capital, Port Vila, on the island of Efate, for an interesting contrast. Here we're looking for a contrast, okay? We did one thing, and now we want to do something totally different. We want to go from the wild side from the country to the city or something like that. That makes for a contrast. Yes, when we're talking about a contrast between two different things, and yes, here we're using this word as a noun, we're talking about a situation where there is a difference, a marked difference between two things, let's say. By the way, you can also use this word, as a verb. If you contrast two things, you compare two things to see how they're different. Anyways, for example, there is a sharp contrast between the director's early movies and his more recent work. Yes, his style seems to have totally changed. There's a big contrast between the early work, I should say, and what he's doing now.
Oh, so the early movies might have been kind of funny action movies, but later on they became much more
dark.
serious.
Oh my gosh.
That's a big difference.
Big contrast.
A big contrast. All right, well, let's see what we'll find in Port Vila on the island Ifate. Here you'll find lively waterfront restaurants, the colorful Mama's Market, where women from around the country come to sell fruit and vegetables, and the fascinating National Museum. No good capital city is complete without a museum, and you also have these wonderful waterfront restaurants, probably looking out at just an amazing view of the Pacific, and you have fresh fish being made, and if the fish in the restaurant isn't fresh enough, go to Mama's Market, where you'll find all sorts of good stuff. So we've had lunch, we've relaxed a bit, we've seen some culture in the museum, but you know, I want to go home and I want to bring some souvenirs back to my friends.
Well, we're still in the museum right now, but I think we can take care of what you want there. Anyways, yes, housed in a traditional building, the museum has a large collection of cultural objects on display, including musical instruments, canoes, masks, clothing, and pottery.
Pottery, what is pottery? This is a noun.
I love pottery. What are you laughing about?
It's a group noun for a kind of a group of things, and this group we're talking about pots and other things that you often use for eating, cooking, holding things, and they're made of clay. So yeah, you get a wheel, you get some clay, you spin the wheel, you shape it with water in your hands, you dry it, and then you have a pot or a plate or a cup or a bowl or anything that's made in that way with clay, with, you know, mud, dirt, water, all that stuff mixed together. Anything that you make like that is called pottery. And often when we go to museums, here in the National Palace Museum, they'll have ancient pottery from China from long ago, and it's something we still use today, and people of course still make it today as a hobby or sell it in gift shops in fine museums. For example, the miners uncovered pottery that dates back 2,000 years, maybe from ancient Rome or something like that.
There you go.
They had pottery. They didn't have plastic.
They did not have
they
plastic.
Had to do something else.
That is correct. Anyways, after spending some time here, you'll be sure to leave with a good knowledge of Vanuatu's rich and ancient history. And then if you're Mike, you go get pottery in the gift shop. Anyways, that's enough about this particular museum. It's wonderful. Check it out if you go to Vanuatu. Anyways, with that, folks, it's time for us to take a break. We'll see you soon.
I'll get you a keychain.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。第一天的课文介绍了万纳度的自然奇观，像是蓝洞啊、蓝穴，还有火山。那我们今天要来体验这个岛国的人文风情。课文一开始提到，看完万纳度野性的一面之后，我们可以前往繁忙的小首都维拉港来体验有趣的对比。这边有热闹的滨海餐厅，有五彩缤纷的妈妈市场，因为全国各地妇女都会来这边卖蔬果。好，那我们先来看单字 contrast。Contrast， 它是用来表达对比或是明显的差异。那这个字也可以当动词，可是要念作 contrast。contrast 当动词就表示对比、对照，或者是指说截然不同、对比鲜明。好，那么文中用到 waterfront。waterfront 它表示海滨区或者是水边的意思。好，那除了滨海餐厅跟妈妈市场，这里呢还有引人入胜的国家博物馆。这座博物馆里面有展示大批的文物啊，还有包含乐器、陶器等等。那我们的单字 pottery pottery 就表示陶器。好，那 Mike 老师他很喜欢历史，很喜欢参观博物馆。他刚刚就说啊，他认为一个好的首都城市一定要有博物馆，这是不可或缺的。老师用到这个句型 ，no 什么什么 is complete without 加名词或动名词，就是表达少了什么什么，某事物就不完整了。也就是说，一定要有什么什么才算完整。介绍课文中。
Island Adventures in Vanuatu.
To see Vanuatu's greatest archaeological treasure, however, you'll have to hop on a boat to nearby Hat Island, where you'll find the grave of Chief Hua Mata. A powerful tribal chief in the 17th century, Hua Mata is credited with bringing long-needed peace to the islands around Efate. Even today, he lives on as a source of inspiration for the modern-day people of Vanuatu.
Okay, so we were just in the museum and we saw all sorts of treasure. But did we see the best of the best?
Sure, well, it's the National Museum. I would expect the most amazing things from the islands
Sorry, boss.
to be there. What?
Sorry, boss.
They're
I am
hiding things in other locations?
Yeah.
What do I have to do?
They're not hiding it, but you're going to have to hop on a boat to a place called Hat Island to see the greatest archaeological treasure that Vanuatu has to offer.
Okay.
Get on the boat.
All right, well, let's find out about
Let's go
this
see it.
great thing and where we have to go to find it. It says to see Vanuatu's greatest archaeological treasure. However, you'll have to hop on a boat, get on a boat, to nearby Hat Island, where you'll find the grave of Chief Romata.
Chief Romata.
Roy Mata, yeah.
Interesting name.
An ancient chief, kind of like a king. That would have been like a king of his tribe and of course ruling the islands. And this is on Hat Island. I like the name. Maybe it looks like a hat from a long way away. But the point is that we're also going to find the grave of this ancient honored chief. And this is where we'll find the greatest archaeological, also sort of historic treasure from Vanuatu. But the chief, unfortunately, he won't be there to greet us. He's
dead.
He's busy.
Deceased.
He's busy doing other things.
He's dead, deceased, he's passed away, he has bought the farm, he has kicked the bucket.
But he is kind of there.
He's no longer with us, but his grave is. When this chief died, he was honored. Okay, they had a funeral for him and then they made a grave for him. Your grave is where you are buried when you die. Usually a grave is when you have dug a hole and put that dead person's body in the hole and then covered it up with dirt. That's what a grave is all about. Very often graves are marked with gravestones, so you know who has been laid to rest there. Anyways, here the word grave is a noun. Let's look at an example sentence. You could say, Paul laid flowers on his sister's grave. Oh. Anyways, more on this particular grave. And this chief, a powerful tribal chief in the 17th century, Roy Mata, is credited with bringing long-needed peace to the islands around Efate.
He was a tribal chief. Yeah, when we talk about smaller sort of groups of people that live together, that have the same tradition and culture, well, today we would talk about countries. But back in the old days, before countries and borders and passports, we had tribes. Here in Taiwan, I believe there are 13 or maybe 14 recognized tribes, the Ame, the Yame, the Bunun, the Taya, that kind of thing. Those are tribes. Native Americans are well known for having different tribes in Canada and America. So this type of thing would be a smaller group, not a country, but a group that has the same language, customs. And if we're talking about those groups, the tribes, the adjective would be tribal. Tribal religions, tribal songs, tribal clothing, all of that kind of stuff. For example, the tribal customs of the native people gradually faded away as time went on. Yeah, as they meet other cultures, often those older tribal customs do sort of die out, which is a shame.
It's a terrible, terrible shame. Tribes are great. Anyways, moving on. Even today, this wonderful, wonderful chief, he lives on as a source of inspiration for the modern day people of Vanuatu. So there you go. His memory lives on. And yes, if you go to Vanuatu, check out the grave. Apparently, it's amazing. Now, let's go ahead and talk about inspiration. If something is a source of inspiration, okay, it brings you hope, okay? If you are inspired, that would be the word used as a verb. If you're inspired, you're filled with the feeling that you can do things and accomplish things, okay? So here, inspiration, okay? If you're an inspiration for someone, you kind of lead the way. You show people that things are possible. You provide people with hope. For example, Malcolm took inspiration from his family life in his latest novel. So there you go. Very often, Malcolm took inspiration or was motivated by some of the things that he saw in his family, and he used these things to write his novel. He was spurred into creative activity because of this. Okay, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. But don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
好，虽然万纳度的国家博物馆有展示很多文物，可是啊，如果你想要看万纳度最伟大的考古宝藏，你就得坐船到附近的哈特岛。好，文中用到 archaeological 是形容考古学的。那可是为什么要去哈特岛呢？这座岛上啊，有着洛伊马塔酋长的墓地，他是一位在17世纪很有影响力的部落酋长。那到现在，他仍然是万纳度现代人激励的来源，他的影响力流传至今。好，我们课文用到 live on 就可以用来表达持续存在、延续、留存下来的意思。那我们再来看3个单字 grave。它表示坟墓、墓穴，那么在后面加上 stone 变成 gravestone 就是墓碑。像老师刚刚还提到几种死亡的讲法，我们可以学起来。第一种是 deceased，deceased， 它可以当形容词来形容去世的，也可以当名词来表达死者。那么 pass away 表示去世、过世，这是比较委婉的用语。还有 kick the bucket 或者是 buy the farm， 这两个用语不是真的是去踢筒子或者去买农田哦，这两个有趣的用语也是指死掉、翘辫子的意思啊。好，下一个单字 tribal 它表示部落的、部族的这个形容词，那它的名词是 tribe 就是部落族群的意思。还有 inspiration 它是指灵感或者是鼓舞激励人心的事物。A source of inspiration 就表示激励的来源、灵感的来源。接话课文中。
Island Adventures in Vanuatu.
It's true that with such unique geography, Vanuatu takes a little more time to truly explore when compared to many other travel destinations. But as anyone who has ever visited will tell you, this extraordinary group of islands is most certainly worth the extra effort.
Okay, let's wrap up our article on Vanuatu. Now, it's true that with such unique geography, Vanuatu takes a little more time to truly explore when compared to many other travel destinations. So if you want to truly explore Vanuatu, if you really want to become familiar with the islands of Vanuatu, well, that's going to take some time.
That's a good point. Yeah, with fewer people, the boats might not run as often every day. If there's bad weather and wind, you might not be able to go to that island today. So it's one of those places you should just kind of slow down your schedule and go with the flow, because nature will have a lot to say about your plans. But it's still worth it, as we learned. But as anyone who has ever visited will tell you, this extraordinary group of islands is most certainly worth the extra effort. It's not going to be as easy as flying to the big city airport, getting on the high-speed train downtown, taking a subway to your hotel. No. We're not talking about that. But if you do make the effort, if you do go that extra mile, for instance, and travel to Vanuatu, you really will be very glad. You will never forget it.
It'll be worthwhile.
I've been wanting to go for a really long time, but yeah, it's a hard place to get to.
That's true.
But it sounds like it's definitely worth it.
Anyways, folks, what do you think? Which of the features mentioned in the article makes Vanuatu different from other places people like to travel to? And Why?
Well, I'd say unlike other places, when you go to Vanuatu, you can kayak down a jungle river to a blue hole. You can't do that in New York, or Paris, or London,
Or Taipei.
or Taipei.
That's definitely different.
I like the jungling and the kayaking and
the jungling and the kayaking.
all of that. I'm down with it.
I like jungling too. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to say bye-bye for now. See you in Vanuatu.
Hopefully.
光是去澳洲就要飞很久了，然后还要去到万纳度，听起来超不方便的。可是其实正因为万纳度它独特的地理位置，它更值得你多花一点时间，多花一点心思，好好的游览。也许呢，你待在那边可能会因为天气的关系影响到你跳岛行程，可是去到那里，你就是要放慢步调，惬意的过生活啊。好，Mike 老师建议说要 go with the flow， 字面的意思是顺着水流，那它是用来表达顺应潮流。顺其自然、随遇而安的意思。好，那最后来看补充单字 extraordinary。extraordinary 它是形容非凡的、非常奇特的。好，那么以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。大家好，我是 Hanny， 欢迎收看我们的文法单元。今天要介绍的文法重点有4个。第一个是完成式分词构句的用法，第二个是 it is 形容词加 that 子句，第三个是 such 加上 a 或 an 加形容词加名词，那第四个是 compared to 或者是 compared with 加名词。好，首先要介绍的是完成式分词构句的用法。好，那这时候我们要先来学习副词子句简化成分词构句。当我们的副词子句主词跟主要子句的主词相同的时候，我们可以把副词子句的主词省略，再把动词改成分词 VING 或是 PP。好，那如果不会造成语义混淆，你还可以再省略连接词。那我们来举个例子。Emma made a pot of tea after she washed the dishes. Emma 洗完碗之后，她泡了一壶茶。那我们看到后半句这个 after she washed the dishes 是副词子句，它前后这个主词是同一个人嘛？那我们就可以省略相同主词 she， 再把主动动词 washed 改成现在分词 washing， 然后就会简化成分词构句。After washing the dishes。 好，那么当副词子句里面的动词它是现在完成式，也就是 have 加 PP 的结构的话，我们这时候会把 have 改成 having 来形成完成式分词构句。好，用例子来看哦。After he had finished his science project, he went to the movies. 在完成科学专题之后，他去看电影。好，一样哦，前后子句的主词是不是一样？那我们看到前半句副词子句 After he had finished his science project， 我们就可以省略主词 he， 再把助动词 had 改成现在分词 having。好，那因为完成式其实可以清楚表达出动作发生的时间是比较早的，所以我们还可以再省略连接词 after。这时候呢，句子就可以简化成 Having finished his science project, he went to the movies。 接着来学习 It is 加形容词加 that 子句。好，这个句型它表示某事是怎么样怎么样的，其中的 it 是虚主词，用来代替真正的主词 that 子句。那么形容词就是用来形容 that 子句所描述的事情是怎么样怎么样的。举例来说，It's clear that he's not that into you。 显然他没有那么喜欢你，你不要把时间浪费在他身上，赶快去寻找别人吧。好，那我们接着来学习 such 加上 a 或 an 加形容词加名词。这样的句型呢，是用来表达这样怎么样怎么样的人事物，如此怎么样怎么样的人事物。像我们可以说 such a crazy story， 就是如此荒唐的故事。Such a pretty girl， 这样漂亮的女孩，真是漂亮的女孩。Such a chubby baby， 真是胖嘟嘟的小孩，咯叽咯叽。好了，那我们来造个例句。It's such a beautiful day， 今天天气真好，如此美好一天，你应该出去晒晒太阳，不要一直待在家里滑手机哦。好，那我们最后来学习compared to 或者是 compared with 加名词，这个用法是表达说相较于什么什么，拿什么什么来相比。那么它是独立分词片语，你可以把它摆在句首或者是接在主要子句的后面。例如 Matt is a diligent student compared to his classmates. 跟他的同学比起来 ，Matt 是一位勤奋努力的学生。好，那么以上今天重点整理，我们下次见喽，拜拜。
Hey,
Everybody，
hi.
欢迎来到English
In action. Right?
Oh.
Right?
I think so. I mean, I'm trying, okay?
Alright,
I'm
你
trying.
尽量
Okay, let me do it again.
Okay, try.
Okay. 欢迎来到 English in action.
Hey, you really did it this
Oh my
time.
gosh, I can't believe I forgot it. But anyway, I'm Holly.
Hi, everybody. I am Shane.
Yeah, we're really trying our best to do
Yeah.
the best show.
我们
we
尽量了。
can. 真的。
我尽量了，他也尽量了。
对，我们今天主题就是我们真的尽力了。
我们真的很希望你们知道，我们真的尽力
很努力
非常努力。OK，
Yeah.
对话
Anyway, 我们进入对话。
好。
This is terrible. Did you even try?
I'm sorry, but I've done my best. If you don't like it, do it yourself.
Okay.
不够好哈？不够好啊！啊，好痛！我的脚。
I'm sorry.
啊，好，哦，
我怕怕。
好，不要再玩了。Okay, I know you did your best. You did your best.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Anyway.
Explain.
Okay, so you've done your best.
Yes.
I've done my best.
Yes.
意思就是我真的尽力，我做到我能够做到最好的程度了。
Yes.
Yes.
So I did my best, and then she also was mean to me. So of course I got a little bit angry.
Yeah. 所以以后有人跟你说 I've done my best，不要跟他说 You're terrible.
Or you could say I did everything I could.
Okay, so everything 就真的是所有能做的我都做过了。
对。
Yeah, so 真的是能试的方法都试了。
That's it. That's all I could do.
对。
I gave it my best effort.
Okay, so effort 其实就是你的努力，所以你已经献出你最好的努力，你已经非常努力了，没有办法再更努力了。
I think we've done our best trying to explain this, right?
Yeah.
If you don't understand, I'm sorry. We really did our best.
哎，不要这样啦，还是可以有进步的空间，you know.
Oh, okay.
We need to reflect and be, critical.
Okay. So if you still have problems, we will do our best to help you.
Yeah.
Okay?
We will still do our best.
所以你还是可以
靠我们。
就对了。
I've done my best.
I've done my best.
I did everything I could.
I did everything I could.
I gave it my best effort.
I gave it my best effort.